How's it going, guys? It's Friday, November 17th. Sorry I missed out on you last week, but I was on vacation, and since I film these videos as the fish come in, there wasn't really a way for me to do it while I was away. But I'll think of something for next time. Don't you worry. But until then, let's get started. Starting us out this week with one of my absolute favorite fish that I think goes very underappreciated in the hobby is the Cardinal Tetra. We've got tons of beautiful cardinals in right now. These guys are healthy, eating well, and coloring up so nicely. I think these are far superior to neon tetras. Nothing wrong with neons, I just think they're gorgeous. The red goes all the way through the body. The blue is extra vibrant. They get nice and big. Awesome tetras all around. And I think small schooling tetras are way too underrated. Really, really cool fish. Speaking of some really, really cool fish, moving right along, we've got these absolutely gorgeous albino pearl-scaled angels. So not only are they just bright, stark white, but they have the really cool, shiny tinfoil look of the pearl scale and just these really awesome deep orange eyes from the albino. Really, really cool all around. Absolutely gorgeous angels. I'd love to see what one of these guys look like big. I bet you they are gorgeous. And not to give the cardinals all the love, I do think all the different neon tetras are great, especially these little guys, the green neon tetras. Really, really cool. I think green and blue are great color combinations that you just don't see very often. Very, very pretty. These guys tend to stay a little on the smaller side, so if you're working with less space, a school of them is wonderful to have. Oh well, love them. Neons are great. We also have beautiful hillstream loaches, or not hillstreams, right? These are like a slightly different species. They're the marble loach, hillstream loach, not the reticulated hillstream loach. Really, really cool guys. Love that beautiful marble coloring on them. Also got a bunch of those gorgeous little horse face loaches. These guys are great at keeping sand beds clean, by the way. If you guys have any sand in your tanks or small gravel, they're great at that. And of course, couldn't ignore the absolutely ever adorable coolie loaches. A tiny fish full of big personality. I absolutely love them. Next up on this week's list, we have a bunch of beautiful little honey garamis in right now. For those of you who love your garamis but are either working with smaller or more peaceful tanks, the honey garami is the right choice for you. These guys stay much smaller than many other garami species, even smaller than some of your other dwarf garami species. And on top of that, they're very peaceful, very easygoing, awesome fish. And with them, we also have some beautiful roseline sharks. Gorgeous. I think these are the Iranian red rainbows. Absolutely stunning. Love them. And a bunch of beautiful little Vietnamese white clouds. Of course, I wasn't going to talk about the other two without talking about the OG Neon Tetra. Neons are honestly just a staple in the hobby for a reason. They're beautiful fish. They're awesome to keep. They're readily available, and they make great schooling, colorful fish for any range of keeper from beginner to advanced. Absolutely wonderful fish. I truly love them, and schooling tetras in general, wonderful animals. We've also got a bunch of wonderful little yo-yo loaches, some nice little crebensis, both the normal and the albino crebensis, as well as a few of these nice emperor tetras left, and tons of really cool stuff. And to shoot away from the tetras for a second for some real cool oddball action, we have a couple of these awesome little fire eels in right now. Sometimes these guys come in real tiny, sometimes they come in massive. I like this nice medium size that we have right now. Very, very pretty. And they only get prettier with age. Fire eels are one of the coolest of all the spiny eels, if the betas would let me show you. And on top of him, yes, as they would like to photobomb me, a bunch of beautiful betas in. And moving right along to another really cool oddball fish, we've got a handful of these awesome little Asian leaf fish in right now. Real cool little guys, nice little ambush predators. Definitely don't put them with any little tiny tetras or anything, but if you've got a larger community of fish, these guys are actually really peaceful. As well as some nice little albino Oscars, nice wide mouth catfish, and one of the biggest dwarf green pikes I've ever seen. This is a massive little chunky dude. Absolutely love him. As well as, kind of hard to see there, he's perfectly hidden, but beautiful candy striped pleco hiding right back in there. Cool stuff. Speaking of really cool oddball fish that imitate leaves, we have this beautiful leaf fish. this beautiful leaf fish. Sorry, its camouflage is good. Tricked me for a second there. This beautiful little guy here, shaped like a leaf, even has a little stem on his mouth, is a gorgeous Amazonian or South American leaf fish. I'm gonna be real with you, I think he kind of puts the Asian leaf fish to shame. This guy really just looks like a dead leaf. I've always had this desire to make a tank full of fish that just imitate sticks and leaves, because you'd be surprised at how many of them do it. And these guys would definitely be high on my list. Really, really cool, just oddball fish for those of you who love your weird stuff like me. But now for a much more familiar face, we have some absolutely adorable goldfish. Starting with this beautiful little Ranchu goldfish, which are amongst my favorite. I think they're the cutest of all the goldfish. And moving right into some gorgeous pearl scale golds. Got two nice gold pearl scales and this really cool white pearl scale that's got a little bit of that Oranda head on it, but you can see why I call them pearl scales. Look at those nice big shiny scales on the side. Nice, gorgeous, big, healthy goldfish. Speaking of big and healthy, we have this absolutely gorgeous starry night cichlid. Big male, gorgeous fish. You can really see why they call them starry night cichlids. It just looks as black as the Milky Way with a bunch of beautiful stars lighting it up. Absolutely gorgeous fish. Beautiful when colored up. And this guy is always ready to go. He's personable, lovable, and always fired up. I love him. He's real cool. In case y'all haven't sensed the hidden theme of the video, here's the final hint and the final fish in the theme. The beautiful diamond head neon tetra. These guys are another neon tetra species that is just wholly unique in of itself. They have the red stripe more concentrated on the tail instead of the mid-body. Super shiny blue eyes, and it's kind of hard to tell, but they have this beautiful iridescent diamond on the top of their head. That's where they get the name Diamond Head Tetra. Absolutely beautiful. Another nice, wonderful, small species like the green neon. Great schoolers. Absolutely love them. But while we're here, may as well also show off some beautiful sparkling Garamis that we have in right now. A couple of really nice looking Phoenix Rasboras. And tons of beautiful red crystal, cherry red, and orange shrimp. Tons of beautiful stuff in right now. I may have gotten past the theme of the episode, but the hits don't stop coming. Because next up, we have these absolutely gorgeously beautiful snow white Japanese rice fish. Really cool. Very not so commonly seen, which is a shame because rice fish are awesome fish. All around really cool species. As well as what is probably my favorite of all the Cory catfish and the stir-by Corys. Absolutely love these little guys. Very pretty as young, but they get even prettier as adults. They get some really bold stripes and lots of orange on their fins. Really, really cool species. I love stir-by Corys. And moving right along from there, we have these really cool Acrostoma chocolate Garamis. Super cool. That's actually a new species to me. I don't even know how many chocolate Garamis there were out there. Really, really cool guys. They color up nicely like the chocolate Garamis, but they also have that really cool straight lateral stripe through the body. Really neat looking. They're a bit longer than chocolate Garamis too, so if you like that more streamlined shape, maybe that's the chocolate Garami for you. But yeah, really cool Acrostoma chocolate Garami. Alright, a couple quick honorable mentions before we wrap this video up. Starting with the Glowfish Tetra tank, purely because you cannot tell me that isn't beautiful. Like this giant school of beautiful neon bright tetras. They're a neon tetra honorarian name, if you will. Really cool, very pretty. Also hanging out down here, some cool little glass catfish. Real neat stuff. And coming up next here, we have what is inarguably one of the absolute kings of the cichlid world. We have the beautiful and terrifying wolf cichlid. These guys sort of live up to their name. They don't do anything in packs like a wolf, but they are a big, bad, mean fish. The big bad wolf himself. These are one of the largest cichlid species as they mature, getting near the size of large cichlid species like peacock bass, which they kind of look like if you ask me. Otherwise, absolutely gorgeous species that gets a lot of beautiful iridescent blues as it matures. But oftentimes this is a single fish tank species because they are vicious when they're big. But they are big, so if you like your big stuff, they're a really, really cool fish. But to end the video on a much, much more peaceful note, We have one of the coolest, prettiest, and most peaceful algae eaters out there, the Flagtail Lotus. I absolutely love these guys. You've heard me talk about them before, but this is a particularly beautiful specimen with that nice orange tail. A lot of them usually have a white tail. Really, really nice looking one. Doing his job there, trying to scrape up as much algae in this tank as he can. Really, really cool if you've got like a larger fish community tank and need a good algae grazer. These guys are really, really awesome. I absolutely love them. Alrighty guys, that's gonna do it for this week's video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and any of our local customers looking for anything cool or interesting, like that gorgeous little Flagtail Lotus, feel free to email us at contact@exoticaquatic.com. We'd love to see them get in for you. Until next time.